Looks like you're missing class for the day. We are learning how to say the date. So, stay with me and we'll find out the very simple process for how you can do this. If someone asks you, ¿Cuál es la fecha de hoy? Or just, ¿Cuál es la fecha? La fecha you've been seeing on your papers, the ones that come from the textbook, and that's where you would be putting the date on your paper. So, we're asking about the date. You already know hoy means today, and cuál, if you look at your question words, they're on a poster in our classroom. We'll be learning them in a very soon coming chapter. It's an awkward way to say that. Cuál means which, or sometimes it has the connotation of what. So, that's what you're doing here. Which is the date? What is the date? How are you going to answer that? Well, it's quite elementary, my dear Watson. You will say S, L, it is understood. So it is the número, the date, the number, day, the month, which you have on your vocab. El mes is the month. And if you wanted to, you could also add day and a year, but we're not going to really mess with that. You can do it if you want to. It's not required. It's just another day, really. So if we wanted to say, first we should look at our months. We have 12 months in the year. One of them in Spanish is very irregular, not irregular, it just doesn't sound anything like the English, and that's the very first one, Enero. Then we get Febrero, Marzo with a Z, Abril with Abril. You can think of how you have the P, if you flip it upside down, that's a B, Abril. Mayo, not mayo, that's a condiment in English. Mayo. Junio, Julio. Julio is also a guy's name, so a guy named Julio is named July. Agosto, Septiembre, watch out for that sneaky I in it. After that is Octubre, not Octobre, but Octubre with a U in the middle. Noviembre also has that sneaky little I in it. And Diciembre has the sneaky I with a buddy. It's D-I-C, not D-E-C. So watch for those months. And if we wanted to say a very well-known date, let's say the 5th of May, we'll use S-L. 5th, you'll just say 5. Cinco. Keep your day. And May is Mayo. Now you know what Cinco de Mayo is. It's the 5th of May. Well, you know when it is. What it is, we will talk about in class when it comes near. Hint, hint, not Mexico's Independence Day. That's in September. Let's do another one. How about it's the 22nd of September. Es el 22. Notice that one has an accent. De Septiembre. Reminder, there are cuatro números that will require an accent of you. Those cuatro números are 22, 23, 26, and don't forget, back in the teens, 26. All of those get accents. Look on page 79 in your book for that information. Some more examples over here. Let's say New Year's, January 1st. S, L. Now you might think it's uno, but there's a special word for first, and that special word you have in your vocab. First is primero. And we said 1st of January for New Year's. Primero de enero. That one rhymes. Anytime it's the 1st of the month, happens 12 times a year, you need to use primero, don't say uno. There is no uno. We'll write that over here so you have that with your others. Accents and primero. Now we're going to use this formula again to say a little bit more specific events, like when is my birthday? Let's say that my birthday is March 15th. We'll say March 15th. To say my is on your vocabulary, and by the point we're learning this in class, we will have already learned how to use our possessive adjectives. So we're going to say my birthday. Mi, cumpleaños, is on your vocab for birthday. And then we continue with the formula. So I said March 15th, mi cumpleaños es, my birthday is, el 15 de marzo. Let's do a different one. How about, let's say Jorge's birthday, and Jorge happens to have been born on the 3rd of June. And we're not going to do this because remember, we need to say Jorge's name. And in English we would say Jorge's birthday with apostrophe S, but as we also learned in this chapter in class, ain't no apostrophe S in Español, it don't happen. So, you will need to do the birthday of Jorge. El cumpleaños de Jorge, and I said the 3rd of June. Back to the formula, es el 3 de junio. There you have it. We can also say holidays, like Christmas. You've probably heard a song at Christmas time that says, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, prospero año y felicidad. Well, it's got Christmas in it. Feliz Navidad is happy Christmas. We say Merry, it's the same thing. Navidad is Christmas. So we can say, La Navidad is, and the day of Christmas is, we all know, December 25th, el 25. Remember, all of your 20s are combo words. After 20, they all stay separate. Well, after 30 is what I mean. You know, that. El 25 de D-I-C, diciembre. There's another way for how you can say a date. I would pay very close attention to these two, because you might need to know something like that when you take your test. You will have a quiz on this material, and on your quiz, you will be given dates to write, and you'll have to write them in Spanish in complete sentences, like you did with your formula. Now there's one more thing that you should know. There's one more thing that you should know when it comes to dates in Spanish, and that is that because we say the date in this different order, instead of saying January 1st, we say the 1st of January. When you write out the digits in Spanish, that will also get flipped. So, to look at a couple of those dates that we saw, the ones that are different, we'll just pick new ones. If it's the 3/6, that is actually the 3rd of June, because you're looking with this format, es el 3 de junio. Or if you get 10/12, that's not October 12th, that is el 10 de diciembre. The date comes first, and then the month, and then your year would happen after it. Whatever it might be. And that kind of makes sense too, because you're going from the smallest to the biggest. Day, month, and year. So on that quiz, you would be given this, and you would have to say es el 10 de diciembre using your formula. I'll write that one out for you for your final example of the day. Es el 10 de diciembre. Now you know how to say the date in Español. One final and quick reminder for you, if you are missing class on this day, you will need to look at your lesson plans on Google Drive and look at them, look at this date that you are missing class for. You should find 2 asterisked activities that you'll need to do listed on today for your lesson plan. Look for the asterisk, and that shows you the 2 activities you'll need to make up from the textbook, and it also shows you your homework that you will need to make up. Gracias.